Good morning and welcome to another pre-market review session with the Market Trader. My name is Ray, the Market Trader, and let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and start with our risk disclosure here. Okay, just want to remind everyone that the content is being published and distributed by the Market Trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security company or fund. Testimonials appearing on the company's website may not be representative of other clients or customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. Use of the information contained herein is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, and contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital, and only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading. And only those individuals with sufficient capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way here, we can take a look here at the news portal. Okay. See if I can locate my. All right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and move into the news portal here. All right, so you can see here that we have an inflationary report coming in from New York at 11 a.m. We have a tech roundtable at results, I guess, from a tech roundtable that Trump is having with some tech executives here at 2 p.m. And then we have some additional executive orders being signed by Trump here at 3 p.m. Okay. So now that we've gotten both the risk disclosure and the news out of the way, we can go ahead and begin to take a look at the markets. Okay. So let's see, make sure I have the correct screen here. So we're going to go ahead and share again and make sure that we have the right screen. Go ahead and do that. Okay. So yes. So let's go ahead and open up the gold market. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and start with the daily chart. Okay. So let's see, remove our drawings here. And you can see here that we have gone from maybe a bullish market to a market that's moving into a little bit of a range. Okay. And the range that I'm speaking of here is we're seeing here some overlapping price action. Okay. So the bottom end of the range, say around 28.40, top end of the range here, say 29.70. So we move from a market that was bullish to a market that looks like it's in a bit of range here. Okay. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. For our chart, again, similar kind of action that we've been speaking of here. We're going to go ahead and turn off our initial balance here for a moment, okay, and just kind of look at this from a price to volume perspective. So as you can see here, we are at an area of range, and you can tell that we are in an area of value, all right, of that range. The more candles I bring, the range does intensify here a little bit. So we're at an area of volume, close to an area of highest amount of volume, greatest amount of volume in price. Okay, this 29.20 level or 29.30 level seems to be just that level here. Right now, we're kind of hovering around 29.06. Okay, with a developing kind of bearish candle. From all the looks of it, it does appear that maybe we could extend as low as 2880, okay, here, before we get into any sort of low volume nodes, okay, here. All right. This would be kind of an area I would say that would be supportive of price here, okay, and maybe potentially expect some sort of bounce from this area higher. On the high end, we have an area of resistance here around let's call it 2950. Going to go ahead and color that in red. Okay. So this is kind of the range that we're in. 2880 to the downside, 2950 to the top side. Moving down to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Again, we have our area of range that we've been in of late here in this market. Okay, so again, we have quite a bit of volume traded up above here between 29.12 and 29.30 here. You can see we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile for yesterday's session. This is kind of a volume profile, visible range volume profile, but I'd like to get a sense of where we are in relation to price for Friday's session. Okay, so we're going to locate Friday's session here. We're going to drag that across to the close of Friday's session. And there we are. Again, similar price is below value, indicating that maybe we have, that sellers might be a little bit in control of this market. Okay. 2900 remains an area of importance in this market. Okay. So I'll go ahead and mark that in as an area of green. Okay. So assuming that we do get a push below, I would say that we have a reasonable chance of getting down to 2880, okay, in price. All right. We're going to go ahead and let initial balance kind of display here now, since we are opened in the market here. So we have our initial balance range being established here, or already established. Let's see if I can go ahead and make sure of that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and check the inputs here. 1 hour day session. Okay, this looks all in order here. One, two. Okay, so we have an established initial balance range. Okay. So right now it does appear that we are at the edge of value. Okay, of from Friday. Assuming we can get an extension here to the downside, that could lead us down to 2800, 2900, and potentially all the way down to 2880. The fact that price is below value from Friday gives me an indication that maybe the market is a bit bearish. Price is below our daily VWAP, and I'm going to go ahead and add our anchored VWAP here to indicate, let's see, right around London, open of London here. So let's use this pivot here. You can see that price is below that as well. We're going to go ahead and add our levels to this chart here. So price levels. So sheets. Going to open up and add our levels to this chart. Okay, here they are. Okay, here are our levels for this chart, for this market, for this instrument. Okay, so we have, let's see, value area low here at 29 12 or 13. Value area low 29. Looks like it's more like 2914, 2913.6. So let's modify that. Okay. And let's see, we have average daily range high. We're going to go ahead and open up our average daily ranges. Okay, so there's average daily range high here coming in at 2940. We got our average session range. Now that the US session is opened here, we have 2903 from the London end. We're going to go ahead and modify this now to include the US. So that's seems to be all that's initial balance. Let's go ahead and move this to New York. Okay, so that we'll get a little slight adjustment here. Okay, so we have 28.94 now, 28.94 on the low end, 28.94 on the average session range, 70. Okay. And then on the upper end, we have 29.20, 29.20, 20. Okay. Look at that, 2020. Okay. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we appear to remain in some sort of range. Just looking at this 30-minute chart, you can see that price is below value, as well as below our VWAP. So assuming we can get an extension that maybe closes below 2904, it's certainly within the realm of possibility here that we can get an extension all the way down to 2896 and possibly down to 2880. Okay. So going into the market, going into this session, we're looking, I would say, a little bit on the bearish side of this market. As long as price remains below VWAP, I'll continue that sentiment here. Okay. So with that said, now let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay, we'll start removing our drawings. We'll look at the daily chart and see what the daily chart is telling us. Daily chart is a bit indecisive. We've gotten wicks on both ends of the candles, but nonetheless, we still remain in this bearish structure. I'm looking to the left here, and I see that we've gotten below some of these levels. 67 is been an important level. We got as low as 65, and now we are hovering right around this 67 level. Okay, so it's this 67 level I'm going to go ahead and draw in, is going to be a level of relative importance for me. Okay, if we can stay above 67, I would say that maybe the market may turn bullish. If we cannot stay above 67, then I'm looking for a continuation move to the downside. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay, we seem to be in some kind of choppy kind of price action at the moment. Let's go ahead and remove our drawings here. Mutual balance, we'll turn off for now. We'll turn off ADR and ASR for the moment. Okay, we can see that we are developing a little bit of volume here. Still not quite the same volume as the 70 level, but we are developing, I guess, a little bit of interest here at this 67 level. So as I mentioned, if we cannot stay above 67, I would say that we have a fair opportunity to continue to the downside in this market. If we start to break some structure, say above 67.80, we could come back to this high volume node here at 70. Okay, if we can get above 68. Moving down to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here, take a look at, see what price is doing here. We're going to go ahead and add our fixed range volume profile to this market. Okay, so Friday's fixed range volume profile. We're going to click there and then drag this across to the close. And you can see that we remain inside value from Friday. So market is in somewhat of a balance area, somewhat of a range. We're going to go ahead and kind of identify this value area high, value area low. We're going to do this above here in blue. Let's see if I can do that. Locate this and make this blue. Okay, that's my value area high. And then this below here is my value area low. Okay, so there we are. There we have it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up the initial balance range since the market is officially open. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and do that. If I could locate my initial balance tool, there it is. Okay, so we have an initial balance. A balance is still being developed here. We have about 10 minutes away from this market establishing its initial balance range. Right now, we have an indication that maybe the market wants to head lower. We're challenging this value area low at the moment, but we are coming into maybe an area where we could potentially, find some buyers here, so we can maybe continue continue in this range. We're going to go ahead and add our price levels to this market. Okay, here up in the upper right, and there you have it. There we are. There's our levels. We have 4-hour supply zones here around 70. We have average daily range high, which I have yet to open here at 68. Okay, and then we have average daily low here at 66. We're going to go ahead and open up our ASR here, right here, and that is indicating New York. Okay, so we're right smack in the middle of our ASR range. Okay, so this could offer us maybe a potential reversal in price. If it doesn't, if it breaks below, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance to get down to 66.50 before we see any sort of significant potential reversal in this market. We all understand that the structure of this market on the daily and the 4-hour remains bearish, so we need to continue to look for bearish opportunities in this market. Okay. Moving on to the equities, looking at the NQ to start. Okay. So again, we're going to go ahead and remove our drawings. Okay, we're going to turn off our ADR and ASR ranges here. We're going to ahead and turn this off here. We're going to turn this off here, and we're going to turn this off here. Okay, we're going to just kind of take a look here and see. We're going to go move on to the daily chart. Okay, daily chart. And you can see that the daily chart is looking like it wants to make another leg lower here. We're starting to break some structure here to the left-hand side, which could open the door for maybe an acceleration of price lower here. Okay, we're at a very important area here. If we are indeed going to hold, this would be an area to hold. If not, we cannot hold this level. I don't see any reason why we don't get down to 18,400, 430 level. Okay. Nothing really that stands in the way from that move at the moment. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. For our chart, we have our series of lower lows and lower highs. We are in bearish structure at the moment in this market. Okay. Again, we are with nothing really indicating that there's any sort of reversal in the horizon. Okay, in price. All right. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, we are again below this visible range volume profile. I'm going to go ahead and add our fixed range volume profile from Friday, drag that across here to the close of Friday. Okay, there it is. All right, so you can see that price is below our value here. Okay, so indication that that we do have some bears in control. Okay, we have come into an area where we could see some buying. Okay, an area of demand here on the 30-minute chart. But honestly, really need to see price get back inside this value range to really kind of embrace this. And ultimately, we need to get above 20,000, in my humble opinion, in order to really embrace any sort of long activity here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark that 20,000 level here, right about there. Okay, right there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and mark that area as resistant. Okay. As long as price remains below that, my view is remaining bearish. We have price below our VWAP. We have price below our anchor. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and add my anchored VWAP here. Anchor VWAP. We're going to go locate London here. There it is. Okay, so we're below London and we're below our daily VWAP, all giving us indications that that we are in bearish structure. Now we have come into an area of demand here. Okay, right, and we'll see if price holds. Right now, it made an attempt here, but hasn't broken below. Okay, but it is an area of demand, as you can see now on the left-hand side. We're gonna go ahead and add my price levels to this chart here. Okay, so here we are, price levels to the chart. Okay, so these are the price levels I'll be tracking in this market here. I'm trying to incorporate all of this information in one area here so it's visible. So we have the value area high here, just kind of spot checking some of these things. Value area high at 20,258. We have value area low at 19,985. That seems a little high, so I'm going to modify that to 974. See if I can get in there. 974. Okay. We'll call it, let's see what we'll call this. 975.50. Okay, let's call it that. And then we're going to go ahead and open up our average daily ranges, which I feel maybe we might have exceeded here to a bit. So we've exceeded the average daily range to the downside and working our way to get to our average session range below here. Okay. So all indications are that price is looking to continue lower in this market. We have this 19,645 level that could offer us some resistance to this current move, but I would say that we need to locate opportunities, okay, where we can sell strength. Okay, so we have our initial candle here for the initial balance here, okay, which is bearish. So we'll have to wait for this next 30-minute candle to close and then decide which direction that they wish to take the market. Okay, but right now it does appear quite bearish. Moving on to the S&P. All right, we're going to go ahead and remove our drawings here. Okay, we're going to close this off here. And we'll start off with the daily chart, get a sense for what the market is trying to accomplish. And it appears that the market is trying to accomplish lower prices here. Okay, so we've had now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of about 13 days have been to the downside. We see that price is in this kind of low volume area, which is the indication that we are in out of balance areas. Okay, basically, and the market is trying to seek an area of balance, a balance buy and sell. Right now, the sellers are very much in control. Sellers are very much dominating the market. Okay, for our chart, also we see our series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, also another indication again that bears remain very much in control of this market. I'm looking here to the left-hand side to see if there's anything that stands in the way of this move. I'm not seeing it on the 4-hour chart. So we have to expect that the market is going to continue to the downside. Okay. Area of interest for me, maybe for an execution, for a continuation trade, would be maybe back up to this 5,800 level. Okay. This could offer me a location where I can manage my risk and still participate in a downside trade. Okay. So this area 5,800 seems to be a nice level for me to look for as an opportunity. Maybe as low here, I'm going to modify this down here, maybe as low as 57.92. Okay. Seems like a logical level for me to look for maybe an execution to the downside. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay. Looking at the 30-minute chart, we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Take a look and see where price is in relation to value. Okay. See if I can locate my tool here. There it is. Okay. Fixed range. We'll go ahead and open this up here for, and then to the close right about here. Okay. You can see that price is below value from Friday. Okay. All right. Similar kind of level that we've talked about. This 57.20 level seems to be kind of a logical area here to maybe even lower than what we had described earlier on the 4-hour chart. This 57.20 level seems to be kind of a logical level where we could take an execution to the downside. Okay. All right. This would be another area on the 30-minute chart. Okay. All pointing down here. Okay. We are in an area of demand, similar to what we were talking about here, but price remains below our VWAPs, and I'm going to go ahead and add my anchored VWAP to this chart and see where anchor VWAP is, but I suspect it's below as well. Okay, so we're below our anchor VWAP and below our daily VWAP. So we're going to go ahead and add our levels to this chart here. Okay, so here we are. We're going to add levels There's our levels for this market here. Okay, just kind of spot check some of these levels. Value area low is within tolerances. We have average daily high. We'll go ahead and open that up here. There's average daily. We're at average daily low now. Okay, at this around this 5,700 level. Okay. Um, and then we're going to go ahead and also open up our average session range. We still have some room to get to average session range. So if I'm going to entertain anything bullish, I would say that I'm going to remain and wait for maybe this, 56.43 level to entertain any sort of bullish action. Okay. Now, if I get price to close above these anchored VWAPs, okay, or not these VWAPs, I should say, anchored and daily, then maybe I can look for an execution, especially if I can break above 57.20. There's a possibility of maybe a value area acceptance opportunity if that should happen. Okay. All right. So last market we're going to take a look at um, is the Dow. All right. Okay. So looking at the Dow, looks like we got some sort of response here to the bullish side. So let's open this up here and get a sense of what's taking place here. So we've come into areas of where we would expect, some sort of reaction. Okay. We still have a bearish candle, but this bearish candle has a buying wick in an area where we would expect to see some buying. Okay. Question is this candle going to remain at this level? We're still at the start of the day here or whether it's going to continue and maybe potentially break below 42,000. Okay, that's kind of the magic. That's the $1 million question that we're all asking ourselves at the moment. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. For our chart, again, similar to the other equity markets, we are making our series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay. We're seeing more in the way of overlapping price here, okay, of late. So difficult to see exactly what the market wants to do at this point, but we are coming into an area where we should expect some buyers, okay? We should be expecting some buyers here as we approach 42,000, okay? So moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, so we have our let's see, I'm gonna stretch this out here a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open up our ADR, our ASR, our initial balance. Where's my ASR? There we are. Okay, very busy. Okay, so we'll stretch this out here a little bit. Close this down. The chart's already a little bit on the busy side here. So let's turn off ADR here for the moment, okay, and just leave ASR, okay. So we've already kind of reacted off of the ASR high from Friday, okay. We are I'm going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here and see where price is in relation to yesterday's or Friday's value, okay. So we'll go ahead and do that, okay. Drag that across to the close right there. Okay. So price has managed to break down below value and now has closed back inside value. Okay. Price and it has closed above our VWAP, and I assume that it's also closed above our anchored VWAP. Has closed both our below, above, and above both our anchored and our daily VWAP. Okay, so if price manages to hold above, okay, this is probably one of the only equity markets where I'm seeing some first indication of some bullish behavior. Okay, we've broken some structure here to the upside. We still have some structure to deal with above us. Okay, but the fact that we are prices above our daily VWAP and our anchor VWAP is the first kind of indication that maybe there is a possibility of higher prices. Now, another area that's going to be important for this market to continue to the upside is if it's able to get above 42,700, okay, which is also relatively near our average uh, session range high here, okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn off our average session range here for the moment and turn on our average daily range. See if that gives us any other information. You can see that price reached our average daily rate low and it's reacted away from it. Okay. Now we have average daily range high here up at this 43,000 level. Okay. The highs of Friday are back here at 42,868. I'm not necessarily saying that we're headed in that direction, but if we do manage to get above 42,000, let's say 675, or maybe 700, then I would say that the door is potentially open to reach 43,000. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of spot check a couple of levels here, guys, just for you to track. So we're going to go ahead and say 43,064. That's going to be our average daily range high. Okay. Daily range high. Okay. We are at an average daily range low here at 42,404. 42,404 is our average daily range low. Okay. We have value area high coming in at 42,856. 42,856 is our value area high. Okay. And let's see, anything else above us that could potentially impact price here? I'm gonna move this over here a little bit. Yeah, so that would actually fill the gap here that we've actually created here on Sunday here. Okay, so there's that possibility as well. Value area low, let's see, is 42,463. Okay, 42,463 is our value area low. Okay. Our point of control is 42,000 636 looks like. Let's see. Yeah, 42,636. 636 is our point of control. Okay. And let's see if I can locate our settlement price here somehow, some way. We can move this over here somehow, some way. Let's see. We're gonna have to open this up here. Okay, so our settlement price is 42,838. 42,838 is our settlement price. So I'm going to add that here as well. And that covers kind of the reference levels that I'll be tracking in this market. Okay. So right now, again, if price does manage to stay above our VWAP, okay, this could be our first indication of maybe some bullish activity. Me personally, I'd like to wait maybe for this initial balance range to establish. Okay, we have about I don't know, 25 minutes before this initial balance range establishes. And if I can get price to break above, then I will look for an opportunity at the edge of initial balance high for a potential long. Okay. The other scenario would be that we come up to this area of balance or this area of consolidation and reverse away from it, a kind of a failed auction. Okay. That's a possibility. So there's a couple of scenarios here up at the highs of initial balance that could that could play out. Okay. All right, guys. Well, with that said, again, we'll close off our market review. Just going to kind of take a cursory look here at gold and see where that's doing. Right now, we remain in sort of a range in gold on the bottom end of below value. Okay, giving us kind of an indication of maybe some bearish action here. Crude oil has been bearish and continues to be somewhat bearish. We are at an area of demand. We'll have to understand whether this gives us an opportunity for a bullish trade or whether we should continue looking for executions lower, okay, around value. All right. And then the equity markets, kind of a mixed bag. I would say that the NQ was kind of showing some signs of weakness, and it continues to be weak. ES similarly as weak. The only market that was showing any signs of strength was the Dow. Okay, so two out of three equity markets appear to be bearish. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I think we'll go ahead and close off the session here, guys. Don't be afraid to hit the likes and subscribes as you conclude the review of this video, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader.